Hello, storytellers. It's Storytelling Ron, and I am doing a video on Untold Secrets of Planet Earth. This is for the Dark Ages, but obviously you can use it for any of them. And I'm going to make sure I get some more creatures in there for the bestiary. More, we Christians can do awesome Dark Ages beasts and still be biblically adherent. Creation science. So check this out. I got this at a homeschool. It was the Creation International, I believe, or ICR, International Creation, about this book there. I was really, I even got another one on dinosaurs. Really cool stuff, of course, about DNA. Genetic entropy, which we know is happening, and so we know the time scale's got to be short. Loser. This is really interesting. So gigantism, they've discovered that like this giant parrot lives on an island and is able to grow big because there's no natural predators. Many animals actually will continuing to grow large. Many reptiles and even mammals will actually grow larger if the conditions are right. Pre-flood, that we think that's where the conditions were right for growing larger. There wasn't a bunch of diseases and predatory stuff. Based on what the few things that God has provided for us about before the flood in the Bible, in Genesis, and that's what we're seeing in the fossil record. That's what we're seeing as far as gigantism, a bunch of crocodiles and snakes and all that. But let's go through this and we'll show you some more. Of course, we've got fossils growing up into those layers that they claim are millions of years old, which is ridiculous. These are, I think extinct now, but I'm not sure. I haven't read this yet. I'm just going through the pictures like a giddy kid. But they have images. Check this out. So imagine encountering that dude, a territorial bull. There's your warrior right there. And, I'm going to make him bigger. And the whole unicorn is considered something like this, but with a singular horn. The one that's described in the Bible. It's not like a horse or something. But imagine that thing charging. That is an owlbear. That is a giant. That is any kind of troll. As far as like the amount of hit points, the amount of damage, the amount of danger, trying to deal with this thing. I mean, even a regular sized bull bison is dangerous. Armadillo. Booyah! Look at that. Look at that. Look at the size of the fossils we found. So, creation-wise, we know these are the fossils we found. And obviously, based on the Bible describing the pre-flood, where there was no seasons, hot and cold. Remember, when Noah landed, he said they can now eat meat, and it's hot and cold. And then he got drunk off of fermented grapes. So he didn't. I believe that because he got so drunk and they laughed, and the ham laughed at him. It's because he didn't know that he was going to get drunk. He didn't know the atmosphere and the yeast and the way it acted on a seasonal, frantic basis that we have today. Today we have hot, cold, so the plants and vegetables and fruits go crazy with growing. They're stressed out. They're going to die. So we don't get the full nutrients and whatever that they had pre-flood when there was no hot and cold. So it's like a tropical paradise, so things grew larger. That's why dinosaurs flourished then. That's why all these creatures in fossil records flourished then. And it makes sense. And I'm sure predation was probably minimal because when they said you guys can eat meat, I'm sure that the animals were sort of more fruit and vegetable eaters as well. I'm sure they ate meat on occasion when there was a dead creature, or the fish definitely ate each other, or they just had the opportunity. But they had plenty of giant melons, giant tomatoes, whatever, squash, whatever, growing year round in a very terrarium type, tropical paradise. And of course, God cursed the ground, so the humans had to cultivate their vegetables and fruits. They had to work at it. So they probably could not eat the same things that the animals ate, or didn't care for them as much. Anyway, but it was year round. So look at that. You can have a giant armadillo. And I would even make this thing with more, scarier, with more horns and more territorial and more vicious and, for the fun of it. Or, have a bunch of them. Oh yeah, see, we got dragons and sea dragons. This is the fossil we've actually found, right? Look at that. Look at the size of that guy. And I'm saying, you know, you can exaggerate that out if you want. Have a Mediterranean, you know, in the Mediterranean around Italy, have a giant sea turtle, and with I would, you know, add the whole Pirates of the Caribbean look to it, the barnacles and extra nodules and snapping turtle looking. But that's a dragon, man, right there. And that would be something fun to go after. And, you know, that thing could be territorial, guarding an area, and the people there worship it. And then the Christians come in and got to prove, you know, otherwise. And that would be a hard thing to fight. And that's going to be a sea battle. And I haven't done a galleons yet, but now that I've done Apostles of the Epoch with vehicles and the space Christians and science, I can conceive of the doing ship battles, because I've done them for the space one, and it's going to be the same for galleons, although, you know, some limited space movement, whatever. But still, I think it's going to be fun. I figured it out. I'm playtesting it still, but it's pretty close. Look at that. Look at that. Imagine and camels are vicious and mean and territorial. So this thing can come along stomping. And again, you can exaggerate out the features so that it looks even scarier. You know, and we can have humans that are big and, you know, giants. That's still biblically adherent. You know, and we're exaggerating. We're having fun. We're going to exaggerate. Okay, giant beaver, crazy rodents, giant rodents of unusual size. There we go. We've got them. We can do all variations of them. And 80% of the species are rodents. So, oh yeah, remember the classic Sinbad giant walrus scene? There we go. It's real. It's biblically adherent. We got the fossils, so we can have them in our game. Because, you know, back in the old days, there wasn't that many humans, so animals could flourish better. You know, it's not till humans come along that we start wiping them out. Oh, here we go. Look at that. You can even see the teeth there. Boom. There you got your giant bears and troll. You know, a troll. These things are going to have rage. They're going to have some sort of regenerative scariness to them because they're just so tough. You got plenty of beasts. They live in caves. Okay, we got. Ouch. Think that's gonna hurt. You know, the people can definitely be. Oh, you know, we got the Meg 2, Meg and Meg 2 going on here. I give up. I don't want to play this anymore. It was too scary. This is to me more ferocious and scary than any stupid fantasy stuff. I mean, you know, I love fantasy, but I'm sort of, like I said, and keep mentioning, I'm using hyperbole to attack the OSRs and typical fantasy role-playing games, because they've erased Christianity, and they've erased too, like, this incredible history that we really need to delve into more. And they made everything so fantastical that it gets kind of weird and homogenized and taken, you know, weakened. All right, we got scary owls, and I'll make it even bigger if I want, you know, for the fun of it. Scary owls, or, you know, some kind of thing. That's an owlbear. Okay, yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh. No, I say no to this. Look at that. That's the size of a freaking fossil found in Colombia. I'm definitely going to do a conquistador setting. That's right. Conquistadors come in and kick pagans' butts and make South America a better place. Absolutely. We got to push that. You know, the whole human sacrificing going on. That's going to be a rough one. But it's going to be fun. Look at this. We can add this. We can add all kinds of dinosaurs, reptiles, crocodiles. So I definitely want to get that going. I just got to get busy. Okay, so you got your gremlins, you got your goblins, you got your, you know, these guys use their hands. These guys will sit up on their hind legs and do some scary stuff. They're big. Oh boy. Look at that sloth. You got your slow moving sloth dudes with the big claws, scavengers, and, you know, they can be worshipped and treated that way, and then they gotta deal with them. Oh wow. Got your giant vultures. Look at that. That's gonna come and take cattle and farmer stuff and take them out and take you out. So we got scary stuff. What's this thing called? Giant guinea pig. Dang. Okay. Scotland. All right, here we go. Scotland. Oh, giant scorpion. Wow. Dang. Oh, there's the human there. But still, I'll make him even bigger. That's still scary. That's, you know, good early on danger. Still dangerous, man. Freaking poison. Oops, I think oh yeah. Okay, here we go. There you go. Giant freaking insects. Giant millipede. I have to read if this thing is poisonous, but giant millipede. Oh, you got the giant fallow deer. And I'm gonna go off of these names too. Maglars for the pagans who worship them. So that'll be you know, they're dangerous. Megalosaurus giganteus. The megalosaur. The megalosaurs, we worship the megalosaur who provides for us. And you shall not touch them. And of course, they're going to defend their monsters as well. So you're going to have to go through the cultists to get to the things they worship. Giant dragonfly. I don't know what to do with that. I love dragonflies because they eat mosquitoes. Giant bunny. We can skip the bunny. Nigeria. Oh yeah, crocodiles. Ow. Freaking ow. And I think that these things back in the ancient times, I know 1000 AD was warmer. So I could even say 700 AD was warmer, and that these could be in Europe and Italy. And I think they've been imported by the Romans as pets. Pets who then turned into big things, and you know, they didn't know what to do with them. They put them in dungeons or in the sewer system, the catacombs of Rome. And then they just grew larger and larger and now become a threat. But I think the Romans probably enjoyed them and did that, you know, brought them in. Because, you know, for the gladiators too, the arenas, they had crocodiles there. So I would think that they've sort of have a bunch of these dispersed amongst in Italy in the swamps and stuff. And it's warm enough for them to flourish and become a threat. Oops, I want to keep hitting the camera. Giant hippopotamus, there you go. That's pretty big. I'll make it even bigger if you want. The American buffalo, or the African buffalo? This is African. Scary. What is this dude? Another sloth dude? Madagascar. Lemur. Giant frog. Ow! Okay, I'm gonna make it even bigger than that, but they could have poison on them. They could be guarding a temple, pagan temple. I give them extra things, spits and all kinds of crazy. Okay, here we go. Some sort of like almost dragon-like, and these things are freaking dangerous, man. Their kicks, their pecks, stealing their eggs. Their eggs may be considered, you know, pagan worshiping things. But yeah, we got dangerous dragons here, you know, dragon-like. Russia. Yeah, wow. See, another creature you can just add to whatever. This one's probably one of those mellow ones, though. But he definitely probably hates boats. Probably can take out a boat. China. Okay, see? We got our giants. Well, non-human giants. Scary, freaking epic. I mean, just the regular rhino's epic, but we got even more. The giant hyena. Wow. There you go. And I would say these are roaming across Europe too. You know, a version of it. For sure. Giant apes. I would even make a regular giant ape. And they too could be like from the arenas and were abandoned or let go or got away and live in Italy, live in the mountains, hiding away, terrorizing the locals. There you go. Here's some first level type giant rats. Look at that. See, we got giant rats, no problem. That's biblical, man. What the heck is this thing? Australian koala bear? Wombat. I mean, you know, giant bear is fine, good enough. The platypus, giant platypus. Those are too cute. I will not have them be part of being attacked. And you know, the platypus totally ruins evolution too, because it has almost every sort of major family. It has something unique that only, you know, are found in reptiles, only found in birds, only found in mammals. They have venom, they have a beak, they lay eggs like reptiles or something. They can do water. These have ruined evolution. Like, they don't make any sense. I think God put it that, and God's like, see? Of course, the evolutionists just make up another story, and God's like, I keep saying, I don't think God has enough power to roll his eyes at the amount of hoops that evolutionists have to jump through to make up their stories. I don't think God has enough power to roll his eyes, you know, based on the amount of evolutionary BS that goes on. So kangaroos, and I just read in here, they keep growing. They don't stop growing. So I think rodents, I would say rodents then can, you know, as long as the environment is good for them, or whatever kind of rodents you want, can keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger. But that looks dangerous to me. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. And of course, all the dinosaurs. Look at that. That's a dinosaur. That's a dragon right there. You got a dragon right there. And these guys got that poisonous bite too, man. That saliva. And low profile, hard to hit, thick armor. I mean, you know, I remember the stories about in Australia, the primitives, the what are they called? And I don't believe they're primitive. Their tools and stuff were probably primitive, but what are they called? The Aborigines. They're not inferior. They're created by God. They're equal to us. Whereas the evolutionists hunted them down and have their skulls, I believe, in the British Museum or whatever, historical museum, thinking they were inferior. And there's that whole story that's being erased by evolutionists. But they were having to deal with, not these ones, but some other giant reptile in Australia. And the story is they couldn't defeat them because they were such thick armor with their spears, their primitive weapons. They did it in the morning with fire, and that's how they eradicated them. At least the vast majority of them. And that's how you beat any giant reptile. You know, don't tell my players that though. Okay, so I don't know if the missionaries are going to go try to plant churches in Antarctica, but if they do, they're going to have a problem, because these elite tuxedo-wearing individuals in their cultist thing are not going to let them. Okay, so there we go. That's my little video on creatures in the prehistoric creatures that we have plenty to work with here, along with along with the witches and warlocks and sorcerers and their drugs that they give regular beasts to grow them and make them pets that they train to go and terrorize the locals for the Dark Ages. And obviously for the apocalypse and the Christians in space, that one's pretty opened up for anything because of the genetic modifications the mad scientists are doing on everything. So that to me is like, you can just play with anything. But the Dark Ages, I'm trying to stick to sort of creation science and history, primitive history, prehistoric, whatever kind of history, just because I want us to remember it. I want us to sort of delve into it. And I want your kids to get excited about that too, so that it helps them, fortifies them with creation science concepts. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope to do more with the Dark Ages. I'm trying to get a gaming session going because that's really what I need personally. I've been in such a lull because of my health, and then because I also was doing the NRB, that I canceled all my regular player sessions and was focusing on the actors and the shows. And since that didn't happen, and then my health crap, my severe chronic gout thing happened. I'm much better now, and I'm trying to start up game sessions. And those are what I need to get me going, to get me to work hard on this stuff. And so I'm trying to get those up and running for the Dark Ages, and I got the Christian Space one started up, and that one's really got me excited about Christian Space, so I've been working on that one. But I really want to get back to either Dark Ages or Apocalypse and get some more stuff going there. But I need gaming sessions. I need that. I need players and that interaction to get my juices flowing. So hopefully I'll get that up and running. I am still working on stuff. I'm just a lot slower because I don't have that that fun. I'm a GM, man. I guess that's what I am at heart. You know, my calling, and I hope God is allowing me to turn it into this ministry because I love doing it. I mean, we're gonna do it. There's no roadblock. I'm just moving at this pace. You know, changing direction since the NRB and then my health thing. Okay. All right. So remember, in the game of life, roll holy dice.